The Brawler is intended as a melee fighter and tank class combined in one. Her weapons, of course, are her power fists, which are strapped to her back there, you can see. She uses the power fist to knock enemies around the battlefield up into the air. And you'll see her in action today as part of the pirate ship-themed Caliban's Dreadnought, one of the 2 new endgame dungeons hitting TERA in December as part of the Knockout release.
So if you just use your left mouse button, you'll see that you can because that's your main primary auto attack. And if you go through them, you'll start doing combo meters. And if you can intersperse your right mouse button with it, you'll do different types of combos. And Scott's going to go into that in just a bit.
So TERA now has 11 character classes. You see Patrick's Lancer, Matt's Priest. Our other melee classes are the Warriors, Slayers, and Berserkers. And our range classes are Archers, Sorcerers, Reapers, our other healer, the Mystic, and the Gunner class was released earlier in May. As Patrick said, your main attack is your punch on your left mouse button. The right mouse button is a counter, which is both an attack and a block at the same time. He mentioned the hit counter you see iterating. As you get more hit punches strung together, the effect of the counter skill changes. So you'll want to experiment with 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits as you go into this army of bad guys over here that you want to fight. If you press the C key on your keyboard, you'll dodge, and a lot of what the Brawler does is set up combos. So as you're stringing skills together, a skill may appear in the middle of your screen that you can just access immediately by hitting the spacebar. The rest of your skills are on the number and function keys. Don't worry too much about them. Focus on punching and countering. But there's some neat things we can experiment with later on. The jackhammer skill, which knocks enemies down. There's a haymaker that'll knock enemies down, and a flip kick, which will knock them up into the air. And one of the neat things about the Brawler is you can keep an enemy in the air by punching them repeatedly. As I mentioned, counter is your main block defensive move. You also have a chance when countering to, if you do it exactly the right time, you can return critical damage to an enemy. So it's not a standard block, it's really an offensive maneuver that happens to stop damage coming in. Your skills are powered for the most part by MP. It's the blue bar on that status line. You also have a bar beneath it I see you're building up, is your rage meter. And when your rage meter fills up, you can use some amazing skills like Divine Wrath to deal a ton of damage to enemies. Important thing to remember is that you are also a tank. You are built to draw aggro. Even though Patrick is a pretty good tank, you are also a pretty good tank. And I expect that the two of you will be trading off on bosses as we go through the game.
Try and build that rage meter again. I see you did 1 rage attack. But let's see you do the Divine Wrath one, which is down to your 0 key. Yeah.